Hello Capricorn, welcome back to the channel, and seriously, thank you for all the ways that you've been loving on me here. I really do appreciate you. If you are new, I hope that you will hit the subscribe button because we do have a little bit of fun around here. Ask your nearest Capricorn that's already been here. We do have a bit of fun around here, so I hope that you'll hang out. I hope you'll hit the subscribe button. Thank you for all the ways that you love me in terms of giving me the thumbs up. It does help grow this tribe. I am reading today for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. That means not just sun signs. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you how to find the extended, also how to find private reading information if that's interesting to you at all. I'm going to do a 9-card read for you Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What's going on here? All kinds of stuff falling all over the place. Has it been a confusing week? Tell me more about Capricorn. I feel like you had to be really serious with someone this week, like giving them one of these. I just saw the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, so I think that you had to be very serious and very pointed with the information you gave somebody. Tell me what's coming up for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. 9-card draw. We've got the Two of Pentacles. We've got the 8 of Wands. I don't think you're wobbling anymore. I think it's time, whatever it is that you've been trying to make a decision about here, it's time to push the plan forward. And I feel like the velocity is coming up in the week ahead. It feels like you now have the energy, or it's time to reach out and speak to that person, or you're letting others or somebody else know about your intention, or whatever is about to move forward here quickly. We have the 5 of Wands. So I think that there's a decision that you're making in the 3D. It feels like it's something that was sort of wobbly, back and forth, until you found your balance. It is time to move forward. But honestly, I feel like there still is a little bit of a battle raging inside you. It feels like there's still some indecision as you move forward. It feels like you never have to be 100% sure of something. But I feel like you are feeling as though you've just thrown yourself into a pit of, how can I say, competition, possibly. Maybe you're looking for a job. Maybe you said yes to something like a job. Time, effort, energy, money. Something to do with health, possibly. Property. We've got the Queen of Cups. Now, I think that the reason that you are moving forward and you did say yes, even though that you're hesitating, it feels like you're doing it because you are kind, loving, compassionate. You are somebody whose intuition is saying, okay, here's my cup. I will help you. Tell me more. We've got the 2 of Wands, but I want to be able to be in on the plan. It feels like with this 8 of Wands here and the 2 of Wands showing up, it tells me it's time to execute the plan. And I feel like there is a compassionate plan going on here, or one that I feel is quite emotional. You've made some sort of emotional decision to move forward. Making the decision in itself, Capricorn, I feel is what is relieving a burden from you. Even though you're still hesitating, I don't think you're 100% sure that the decision that you're making is the right one, but I feel like you've gone over all of the information. I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure, because Capricorn's never pretty sure. You usually have looked at things from all aspects, right? Tell me more about Capricorn. We've got the 7 of Wands. So I feel like you are releasing some sort of an emotional burden by making this decision. And it feels like it's something that is, I think that you still have something bothering you intuitively, though. It does feel like that. Tell me more. We've got the 2 of Wands at the center of the read, which is the heart of the matter. So everything here is based on some sort of decision or plan that you've made, and now it's time to execute the plan. And although you're not quite sure, I feel like you've got the right defenses up, like you're protecting what needs to be protected. If this is a financial decision, tell me more about Capricorn. We have the 6 of Pentacles. I feel like you're making a decision to give somebody reciprocal energy, or to give them your energy, hoping that you're going to get it back. Tell me more. we've got the King of Swords. So I'm going to say that hoping is not enough, Capricorn. I feel like you really need to be very specific about the information that is discussed, the terms, I'm going to say, the terms of the contract between you and somebody else who I feel that you are giving your reciprocal energy to. It feels like I want to know what the terms of the contract are before I move forward, release the emotional burden, release holding back, before I materialize this decision in the 3D. Because understand, this is the plan. The plan is when I'm at the crossroads, ready to make a decision, and I'm still feeling hesitant about it. Interesting, 5 and 2 is 7, and then 7 shows up. So I feel like there is a decision that is about to be made here to harvest something. We've got the 6 and the 2, which is 8. 7 of Pentacles is throwing your seeds of intention. 8 is the harvest. It feels like you're making a decision about it's like a contract you're signing, possibly, or you're dictating the terms of a contract. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. It feels like this might have something to do with money, and that's why you've been waiting, friend. We've got 5 Pentacles and 2 Pentacles. That's 7. That's waiting. And I did already say 7 of Pentacles. What is that? That is throwing the seeds of intention. So you have an intention. You worked really hard. You've been waiting to make the right decision. And then 6 and 2 is 8. Harvest shows up. It's go time is what it is. So it feels like you need to look at the terms of the contract and be very clear about what you're putting your time, effort, energy, or money into, because the 5 of Pentacles is here. And I think that that is what your block is, or is that is what the hesitation is that I could lose money. I could lose a friend. I could lose a family member. Look, maybe this is like you wanting to go into business with a friend or a family member. It's never a good idea. Same as dating in the workplace. Never a good idea. I wouldn't say that if I didn't know. I didn't date in the workplace, but my husband ended up working in the place I was working in, and that was not good once we were into the divorce. I'm going to put down 2 cards here. We're going to look at what's under the surface that you don't see, Capricorn. We've got the 5 of Swords, I would say so. This does feel like a very serious decision. And with these Pentacles here, it feels like it's a decision that once you make the decision, you can't go back because, look, the King of Swords is not doing the cha-cha. Nope. The King of Swords is exacting. I've got all the receipts. I've got all the clarity. I've got all the facts. I know what I'm doing. And I may have to take a hit financially, or I may have to, the 5 of Pentacles tells me I may have to detach from something for a little bit in order to be able to make my decision. Something here is changing quickly. It's changing fast with the 2 5s here. If you've watched me for any length of time, you'll know whenever I spy 2 5s in a reading, it seems like something here is going to change really quickly. The 5 of Swords tells me that you're still fighting. Oh, we've got 3. Yeah, 3 5s, 5 5 5. There we go. Something here is happening fast, very soon. So it's kind of around the corner, but I feel like you're still hesitating. It might be because of a fundamental difference that you have with the person that you might be going into business with, or the person that you might be going on the project with. Could be that, but it could be it's just you're in a mental place where you can't make a decision, a mental block. We've got the 3 of Wands, okay. So we are moving forward into the future. I feel like you're going to make the decision that you need to make in order to move forward here. Tell me what this 8 of Wands is. I feel like the thing that you're worried about the most, I feel, is that you've waited this long, that you have all the details, that it's about to materialize in the 3D with the Pentacles here, but that things might be moving too fast. Now, what appeals to you is that you are going to be able to drop some sort of burden. It might be a financial burden. It might be an emotional burden for some of you. You're going to be able to drop a burden and stand up for yourself, or remove some sort of block to the future. Tell me about the 8 of Wands. We've got the High Priestess. We've got the Page of Pentacles. And we've got the Page of Wands. So here's the thing, is it feels very exhilarating. It feels very exciting. It is a new opportunity. And I think that's what's exhilarating and exciting, but it's also nerve-wracking. Because you have to do this with precision, or you could be cut out, could lose a lot of money. We've got the High Priestess here, which tells me to tell you, please listen to your intuition. Before you make a move, before you make your investment, the Page of Pentacles tells me that that is coming from the thought pattern into the 3D. And when we do that, it's permanent, right? It's now in the 3D. It's not swords in the thought pattern anymore. It's not about the wands. It's not about taking action. Should I take action? It's about we can't go back once I make the decision, because that's what the fixed sign would say. So it feels like there is an exhilarating, exciting opportunity coming up. Please listen to your intuition before you go forward. I feel like it's going to give you an opportunity to build some sort of foundation. We got 2 and 1 pentacle that is 3. It's going to give you the opportunity to build some sort of foundation or create a partnership. You could be saying yes to somebody who wants to date you exclusively. If this is something that you're looking at in terms of a romantic connection, use your intuition. Decide how much you want to give. Make sure you don't give everything, and please don't be erratic with your thought pattern. I'm going to say, because the Page of Wands is the one that's ready to take a risk, right? And it's only because of they don't have enough information. It looks exciting. I'm going to run at the fire. I'm going to throw that wand in the air. Wherever it lands, that's where I'm going to go. But the Page of Pentacles is here saying, wait a second. Let's sort of be a little bit more grounded with all of this. Let's be excited about it, but let's make sure we're listening to our intuition first before we move forward. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. We have the Justice card. So I'm going to say that the way you're going to know that you are making the right decision is that you're going to have balanced emotions. You're not going to be everywhere. You're not going to be doubting the situation. You're not going to be this way or that way, the pendulum swinging. You are going to be balanced. You are going to feel like you're doing the right thing. This feels like a very balanced, harmonious, emotional energy that you're in, which sounds like a moment of alchemy, right? So you're going to be feeling really good. This won't make you nervous. You will be very sure of yourself. So that's to say that if you are nervous, that maybe it's not the right time. We got the Star energy. And we've got the Three of Swords. So it feels here like you are hopeful that something is going to work out for the best. The Star is also healing, but it also is wish fulfillment energy. So I feel like you are about to make a decision to possibly get into something that is emotionally satisfying. Could be a deep emotional relationship. It could be something that you've thought about for a long time, that you have all the details on. It feels like you hope you're not going to get your heart broken. That's what it feels like. So it could be something emotional or something that is romantic. Could be something like that. But it feels like you're hoping not to get your heart broken. Justice tells me I've gone over all the details legally. I've gotten all the legalese down. I know what the contract says before I sign it. Tell me about the Seven of Wands. We've got the Five of Cups. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. It feels like you're signing a document that is going to help you out in the future. So it feels like it's like a 50-year mortgage or, you're signing off for 5 years to pay on a car payment. It feels like you are taking a chance to stand up for yourself. But I feel like while you are doing that, it feels like you are like, I hope I'm not making the wrong decision, because I don't want to have any regrets. This costs a lot of time, effort, energy, or money, or it could take I could take a hit on my health. I feel like you're making a decision that you're hoping is going to work out, that you're not going to get, nothing is going to disappoint you or break your heart. And it does feel like it's something that is going to be lasting. So this could be a long-term relationship. Feels like somebody could be making a very serious decision about dating someone exclusively if this is a romantic thing for you. Yeah, you're about to make a big, bold move. The thing is this. I feel, Capricorn, that you've been at this place before. It feels like you have conquered most of the things that have come to kill you, have only made you stronger. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm seeing right now, because Charlie, my guide, gives me clairvoyancy, and what I just saw was, Xena, warrior princess. She's actually having arrows shot at her, multiple arrows, and she's catching them in the air. So I want to say that I feel like people have taken their shots at you. You've had people take dirty shots at you, and you just keep moving. You keep walking through the fire. Yes, maybe you burned your dress a little bit or your suit, but it feels like you are resilient, I want to say. You're like, it's only money. Yes, it's a lot of money, but I'm resilient. If I make the bold move into the future, even though I have this energy of not really feeling like something could work out, if I make this bold move into the future, I feel like I can do this independently. I can carry the loan, I can carry the mortgage, I can carry the business, whatever it is. I'm going to say something's about to change really quickly here, but also when the King of Swords is here, tells me to tell you, make sure you have all the details, make sure you've gone over the contract, make sure you have a lawyer looking at it. This is a lawyer, judge, magistrate, something legal is about to go down because the Justice card is here. What I'm saying is, once you sign on the dotted line, you can't back out. It feels like it's permanent. Let's talk to the King of Swords. Telling you about the King of Swords for Capricorn. We've got the World card. Yes, it's final. You're giving your final answer. This is the person who has the ability to take the final word, right? So this is a person that once they sign on the dotted line with you, once they sign as the witness, that's it. You can't go back. This is going to shift your whole life, going to end an old chapter and push you into a new chapter here. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Fool. Look, I can't even write that stuff. I couldn't write a book as good as that. The Seven of Pentacles just showed up here. Remember I was talking about the Pentacles, right? 6 and 2 is 8, right? And 5 and 2 is 7. You've been waiting for harvest. And there it is. Your seeds of intention, friend. Something you've been working on really hard. Something you've been waiting for. This isn't a decision that you've made on the drop of a dime. This is a decision that you've put a lot of planning into. Of course, that's you. You're the CEO of the Zodiac, right? You've put a lot of planning into this. I know all the details, Elsie. I know what I'm doing. I'm making the decision. Now, I feel like with the Fool here, it's telling me that you are closing the door in the old chapter of your life and you're jumping into something new. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe you're going to a new job. Maybe you're signing off on a contract, buying a brick and mortar business. It feels like something that's going to set you up for your life. But I feel like the Queen of Wands is here, taking a risk or being, when it's the Ten of Pentacles shows up with the Queen of Wands, I feel like you're making a big, bold move, but I feel like it's a metered risk. You've looked over all the details, or the King of Swords wouldn't be here with the Justice. So I feel like you've gone over it all legally. Look, we're going to go into the extended. Something here is definitely coming to an end or transforming here. We're going to go into the extended. If you want to be in the extended to see how this all works out, then please look at the top of the comments. There is one pinned comment that says read more. If you click there, you will see links pop out there. There's one for the membership area. That's where all the extendeds go. If you go to the extended, you will get four extendeds for one sign in a month. If you're watching for more than one sign, of course, you get 4 for each. If you're interested in a private read, then please check the Hypsee link. I do have readings that begin at $25 back in 48 hours for that particular read, and they go up from there. So if you're interested in a private read, please go take a look at the Hypsee link. You can see all my prices and my packages. And if you're interested in talking to me live, I am offering live readings as well as pre-recorded readings when it comes to my private reads. So if you want to speak to me live, please take a look at my schedule, and you can book me in advance. You have to book me in advance for a read, so that is live. So if you want to do that, take a look at my schedule, and please book accordingly. You'll get between 5 and 75% off your live read, but I also do pre-recorded reads. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I'll see you in the extended if that's where you end up, but if you don't, that's cool. I'll be back because I'm always back. Thanks, Cappies. Gonna go. Bye-bye.